Hi guys, today we are going to be making kind of a remake of what I made almost 2 years ago, and that's this little thing. And I made these, and it was kind of a series because I bought a bunch of these time cards from Sam's Club, and I did like a series on different things that you could do with those. And so I made this and thought that this was super cute, but I kind of wanted to do an updated version of this. And so this one has like the accordion type of pockets on the inside, and it's 1.5 of the time cards. So it's one whole one for the bottom part, and then the top flap is another maybe half. And so I wanted to kind of do a remake on this one because I love it so much, but making it just a tiny bit different, and also using the Glassine bags that I have. These are like those, they're Glassine or wax bags, whatever you want to call them. But I recently ordered these from Amazon, I believe, and I wanted to use these, but there's also these. So depending on what size bags you have, and if you don't have any bags, I'm going to show you how to make your own little pockets. So there's those, and here is the size that this would come out using these. And these are, let me tell you, these are about 3 inches by 6 inches. So that's the size of these. And this is how big your little pocket's going to be. And so this I just decorated with the that travel pack ephemera from Hobby Lobby that I recently hauled. And instead of making the closure with the string, I made just this little flap, and I actually got that idea from Denise when she sent me the little pocket with the Happy Mail. And so I thought that would be a fun idea to add for this one. And so using this method, I did have to make this a little bit like triangled off so that it'll fit easier in here, because I am gluing the ends and adding 2 brads to that. And so there's that one. Now these two are this size, and this size is it's about 3 1/4 by 5 1/2. And so that's this one. And again, look at how cool that is. You can add a bunch of things. You can add this to a journal. You don't have to, you can leave the back side blank, just kind of put that on. It does have a 1/4 inch little seam on both sides. What is it called? You know what I'm saying. And this one is the same. I just used different paper, decorated it again with the pack of ephemera from Hobby Lobby, and just did a simple one with that. And here again, there's 6 pockets in here. And then this one I made using the Tim Holtz 6x10 background paper. I love this paper because it's double-sided and it's thick. And so this one, these, you can see I had to stamp in there because I don't like the way it looks without anything. And I didn't want to decorate in there because you need it to be a little bit flexible to be able to come in and out of that little strip. And so this one, it's already printed on, and so it was easy peasy to just go ahead and add that in here. And so, I had to have one with all of that. So making my own pockets, they were just a tad bit smaller than this one. I could have used these if I would have just kind of did that flap, but I wanted to show you that you can also use book pages to make your little pockets, and I'll make one for you so that you can kind of get an idea. So there they are. I made 4. Well, I actually made 5 because I didn't have any more of the original size ones. So this one measures out about 3 1/4 by 4 inches. That's this little itty bitty one. And again, I made this one with book pages. See? So you just kind of, make it to whatever size you want. So there's a lot of wiggle room of how big you want to make them. So you see, we have 4 different sizes here. So I'm going to go ahead and make one of these because I want to use more of these. So let's put that off to the side. I'm going to put these away. And when it comes to this, I will make one for you so that you can see. Now, of course, it's not going to be this size because my book page is not that big. But I'm going to be using, let me put this away too. I'm going to be using this paper because, again, I want to use the ephemera from Hobby Lobby that I have. And I have some really pretty, very feminine pieces that I want to use. And so I thought this one would be pretty. So this one is by Paper Studio, and it's the Ephemera Cardstock paper pad. And I believe they still have it. So if you're interested, it's a very, very pretty set. I'm going to go ahead and measure off. I'm going to go this way and measure off the size that I want it. Now I am going to leave probably about 1/4 of an inch on each side just to have a little bit of wiggle room. And I'm going to mark it where I know I want it. And so I'm going to mark it here about there. So we'll go ahead and cut up the strip of the 12 by 12. So I do have, I have it still, I don't have it all folded out. I don't need it folded out all the way. So I'm just going to line up my little dot that I have down here. And now don't come at me because I do need, I need a new blade. I need to order that. But let's put that off to the side for a second and use this. So now I want to make sure, because this is directional, if yours is not directional, you don't have to worry about this part. But I do want to make sure that it's going to go this way, that it is upside down. See that? It's upside down. So when I turn it this way and I fold it up, this part will be right side up. Okay, so now I need to leave, again, from the top, a little bit of wiggle room at the top, and then just mark where I want to, let's say about there. And I'm going to get my smaller scoreboard because it's just easier to move around. And let's see, if I do it this way, will it still, yeah. Okay, it's going to be about here. So I'm going to go ahead and put that line there, and then 1/4 of an inch. I'm going to add that there. So from my first little dot here, I added a line, and then next to that coming down, I added 1/4 of an inch and added another crease there. Now, I'm just going to crease that down. Crease this down. And now, folding this down, this is when it's going to look like. These are going to go glue down about to there. And so this is what I like, to be able to see just the very tip of it, which is just kind of like that little flap. And so it's going to be like this. Now I am going to round the corners. So let me get my corner rounder. I'll probably do the smallest one. The back I'm not going to worry about because we do have to make the flap to come over, but I did want to do this part. Let me go ahead and just, oh, that's kind of hanging on to this. I'm just going to ink around here. And then, because it's not double-sided and I don't want to see the white on the inside, I am going to be using a larger stamp to stamp on the inner part, just because I don't want to see all of that white. But I'm just going to quickly ink around. And then I'm going to use the same, and I'm using walnut stain. It's been kind of my go-to right now. Let me get a scratch piece of paper just so that I could, just so that I could stamp. So that I can stamp all the way down. And I'm going to use, again, actually, I could use this because this will kind of fit perfectly. It's just a map, but it really doesn't matter what you have on the inside. But we'll do this one because it's bigger and I probably would only have to stamp it twice. It doesn't matter if it's super saturated, the stamp. I just don't want it to be super white on the inside. So I'm just going to make sure that it's right side up this way, and trying to make sure that I have it right. Because the stamp is so big, I just kind of leave it on the plastic, and it actually works out better because you're able to really press down nice and even. Okay, let's bring this up a little bit so you could see. Peel that off carefully. Look at that. Very cool. And then again, doing it again. Move that out of the way. Nobody's really going to see the other side of this, and so it doesn't really matter if that part is going to be upside down. But just to have something on the inside. Okay. So there's that. Now I do have my folds here. So I'm just going to kind of emphasize on those, just so that I know where it is that I'm going to be placing the pockets. Oh, excuse me. Well, that sounded a little creepy. Okay, now let's go ahead and see where we're going to be putting the flap. So let's move this. And again, I'm going to be measuring another little strip of this, making sure that it's the same size. So let me put this right here at the edge, and then I'm going to mark it again right here. And so I'm just going to cut straight up. So again, bringing out my big cutter, paper trimmer, and cutting that down. And then, I don't need that. And then figuring out how big I want my little flap to be. So it's going to be this way. So I want it to come down pretty far. I know it's upside down, but it's okay. Now, I'm going to mark it about here. And then I want, let me see. Let's do it right side first, because I'm going to mark it where I need to cut it and also where I want it to be scored. So this is going to go like this, and this is going to go. So I want it, because I need to keep it in mind that I'm going to be leaving that 1/4 inch for the, to make it wider. What is it called? I know you guys are going to tell me, but you know what I mean. This, what is it? It's not, is it the, there's a word for it. I hate when that happens. I know what it is, but then as soon as the camera turns on, I can't think of it. But I think this is probably good. I want it to come down far enough so that where I can still have that little peak there. So I'm going to mark it here and then mark it about here. So this is where I'm going to cut. So let me get my little cutter. So this one here on the bottom is where I'm going to cut. And then getting my scoreboard. This is where I'm going to score it. So I'm going to put it, let's do it this way. I'm going to put it right about here. So I'm going to score and then score 1/4 inch below that. So I'm leaving about, it's about an inch, a little less than an inch, but you can do an inch of the part that needs to be glued onto the back. So let's go ahead and crease these down. And I think I am going to corner round those bottom ones. This is going to go on the back. It just gives it a nicer look. Okay. I'm still going to use this because, let me ink these. It's easier to do it now than to wait. Let me add more ink here. I'm just going to do this because we're going to find the middle here and then kind of do like an inch. So I'm going to fold it lightly, just crease that middle, and I'm going to do it with a pencil. And then just mark it right where that little crease is. Okay. Now I'm going to get out my little ruler and I'm going to, let's do it this way. I'm going to mark an inch or maybe an 1.5 inches on both sides. Wait, did I do that right? Yeah. About 1.5 inches, because I did do this one a little bit longer. Now it's going to be up to you. You just have to make sure that you keep in mind the, where's it at? I'm not doing it the right side. You just have to keep in mind that your little flap needs to be, pointy enough to where it's going to fit into, this is the closing flap. You know, that little strip for the closure. Am I making sense? Okay, now I need my cutter, so I gotta move this. And I'm going to measure from one point to the other. And just cut this at an angle, and then doing the same thing on this side from one point to the other. It might not come out exactly, but that's okay. So there it is. There is our little point that's going to go into that little flap. So you can try to round that corner. It doesn't fit into my little corner rounder, so guess what? I'm leaving it as is. I'm not gonna try. So this is gonna go like this. And then this is gonna come down this way. Okay. So this, I don't want it to be empty. So I think I'll just use this one. And this is just the script. I think I still have ink on it. So we're going to put a little bit of script on the top part just to cover that up. Let me make sure that I have it right side up. Yeah. So you want to make sure that you have the point at the top, because when you open it, it's going to go this way. Oop, it's crooked. It's okay. See, I did a little bit crooked. That's okay. We're going to add a little bit here. Nope, that didn't work. Let's do it a little bit. Just a tiny bit here. There. Now nobody will know. Let's go ahead and take off the excess ink here. Put that off to the side. Okay, I'm done with this. Let me take that off my desk. Now, just inking these little creases here. No need to ink this part. It's going to be glued onto the back anyway. So this part needs to be glued on here. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to glue this on here. Making sure that you're not right on the crease, that you're just a little bit below it, just to give it some wiggle room. Okay, that looks about right. Now I am probably going to ink just the edges here. Now guess what? Nobody's really probably going to notice anyway, but it's for my own for my own brain, because I'm going to know. So there, that looks so much better. Okay, now I'm going to add the strip before I start adding in the little pockets. So my strip, I'm going to be cutting. And I could probably use this, or do I want to use another scratch piece? I have a little piece of black, so I kind of think that I like that better. So let me mark it. Do I see it? Yeah. Let me cut that little strip off. And I'm going to be cutting this to 1/2 inch. Let me make sure that I got this right on. Okay, so that's this one. So we're going to do that. And making sure, because you don't want to bring this too far down, because you have this going. So you want to make sure that you have this pretty level before you decide where you want to put. So I want to put it about down here, because I want to make sure that these little ends here, of my flap is going to be above my little strip. Otherwise, it's not going to want to close all the way. So I'm probably going to put it maybe about here. So let me go ahead and just glue these ends here. And then try to see if I can get this straight about here. think about there. Is that straight? Yeah, it looks good. Okay. Now ever so lightly putting glue on those corners. Now I like the way it looks to have little brads there. Now you don't have to put brads. You could put little eyelets. Let's try that. I think I want to put maybe like those rosy color eyelets. But is that going to be too big? Like, is it going to take away too much of my space? I think I have smaller ones. Yeah. I have the ones that I got from the, I'm trying to see what color. I think this one. I actually got these from a yard sale. So let's do something a little bit different and add eyelets. So let me get my crocodile out. And these are just the teeny tiny ones. So let me get this ready. So close this. And I'm going to be using the smaller one. And I'm going to do it literally right at the edge. Okay, so literally right at the edge. And then we'll just add these little ones here. And one more. And there you go. There is your little flap. Isn't that pretty? There it is. Now, time to add in these little things. So you want to make sure that you have your pockets in the front if you have these kind. So pockets in the front. I am using 6. Do I have 6? 1, 2, 3. I'm missing one. Where did I put it? Oh, duh. It's right here. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, you're not going to put glue all the way to the top. I'm going to actually put glue here right in front, and then I'm going to start adding on top of them. And once I'm done with this, then I'll show you how you can make some using paper. So I'm going to give these a second to dry once I'm done. While I show you how the other ones are made. Last one. Okay, so let's give these a second to dry. And I'm going to cut out from a book that I thrifted. And I just go from the front to the back. Oh, here. And I'm going to be cutting out there. Just a couple, just so that you can get an idea. Okay. Now I'm going to start from the bottom where I did not cut. This is the side that I did cut. And you're just going to fold it in. And mine, I try to measure out to be at about 3 inches. So I'm going to put it on my grid here and fold it at the 3-inch mark, which is about here. And then making sure that my ends meet here. Okay, now here's my first little flap. And so I'm just going to mark, I could see easier with this, mark it about a 1/2 inch over and get my paper cutter. Trim that off. Okay, so there we have that. This is the first part. On the bottom, another maybe 1/2 inch, maybe, let me see. This is a little more than a 1/2 inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch. I fold up. Now I'm gonna ink these so that you could see where I'm going with this. So let me ink this really quick so you could see what I'm doing. I gotta do it this way so that you could see. I'm gonna ink it so that you could see where I'm cutting. Okay. Oh, I did the wrong side. It's okay, we're still gonna have to ink those sides anyway. Okay, so here it is. It's going like this, right? And we folded this part up. Now, so we have our 2 creases. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab some scissors. And instead of going right on this line here, you're gonna go up just a tiny bit and go at a diagonal to that very corner there. Okay? So we did that. You see that? See how I cut that at a diagonal? And then we're gonna do the same here at a diagonal to that same corner. There's that. Now I'm gonna do this again here at a diagonal to that corner, and then turning it at a diagonal to this corner. And that's just gonna help it to close a little bit easier. Okay, so there we have it. Now before I do that, let me ink all the way up, and I'm going to grab, you can use any circle cutter. I'm using this one, which is the We Are Memory Keepers, and I can't find it online, but this is the tab, the circle tab punch. But you can use any circle punch. So that'll kind of give you your little thumb notch. Okay. And so we're going to do it this way and this way. So I am, because I'm a stickler with my inking, what did I do with my inking thing? Oh, I just threw it off to the side. So let me just ink this. Okay. Just easier to ink it when you have it still open. And then ink here. I'm going to ink up here. Now, for some reason, it's not even. See how mine's not even? You trim it just to make it even. No big deal. See? All done. Now, because you can see the inside of that little thumb notch, I'm going to put a little bit of ink into those folds. Both of these. This is the inside. So when you go like this, see, it's inked and it looks so much better. Now this one, you don't have to do both. You just need to know which side you're going to glue down, which is going to be the top. And I want this one to be the top, so I'm just going to ink here and on the bottoms of both of them. Now let's go ahead and close this. So because it's going to go like this, I'm going to put glue here and glue here. So on the top of this one, on the inside of that one. So let's just add just a line of glue there and a line of glue up here. So again, on the top, on the inside, and this is going to come down this way. Okay. And then this, we just add glue. And close this up. And there you have it. There's your pocket. Now, if you wanted it to be smaller, shorter, whatever, then you wouldn't do the top notch. You wouldn't do that thumb notch yet. You would cut it to whatever size you want it and then do the notch. Okay, so there it is. There is your little paper book page pocket. Now we can go ahead and add ours here, making sure everything is glued down. Perfect. Making sure that all of them are open. Okay. Now I'm going to add, this is the back, I'm going to add glue all the way to the top, going down and kind of making an upside down T. Putting glue on the bottom. I'm going to do it sideways so that I can make sure that I have this above that first crease and making sure that they're kind of even Steven on the sides. This one looks like it's a little bit off. Let's see if I can move it just a tiny bit. Pressing down on the bottom and then towards the middle. Now that's the back one. This top flap, we need to do the same thing, but I'm just going to do one strip here. Now leaving this pocket open, we're just going to, not all the way to the top, but just doing a line straight in the middle. Again, making sure that that little, God, I can't think of what the name of that is. This little, oh, it's gonna kill me. Gotta make sure that this part is straight. Okay. Gusset? Is that what it is? Okay. And then it's ready. Isn't that pretty? Now the back side, I don't care if it's upside down. I just want the right side. I just want the front side right side up. Okay. So there it is. Now let's decorate a tiny bit. Let me add a little bit of ink to this, close that up. And let's get out some of our, I rarely use these things, and so I thought I gotta use them, so let's get them out. So these are, look at how pretty that is. That would look really pretty. I have some pieces that are more kind of, I have two packs in here, which is the travel one, and then I don't know, kind of like the vintage pack. See, I have these that I think are really pretty. Ooh, we can do even a little house. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. A little clock is in here. Let's just play with those and see what comes out of it. I do like this in the front here. And then there's also this that I thought would be pretty in the back. That would be pretty. Or this. Ooh, I like that better. I like that better. That looks really cool. So let's just add a little bit around the edges here. So let's do this one first. Add a little bit of glue. Oh, it's starting to dry. The tip is starting to dry on me. I can see it. Okay, let's add this here. Now I try to make sure that I keep this little thing closed, so like that I know what my border is. Okay, and now doing the same thing with this, just taking off a little bit of that white. Gonna add this on. To here. Isn't that pretty? The back, I want to add this. I think that would look really pretty, right? So I think I have to, let me ink them first. And then add ink to this. This pack had a few little frames in it, and I think this one was the better size. Yeah, because these are way too big. Let me see what else. Yeah, I think that's pretty much what I'm going to be using. So I think I'm going to add this way. I just like the way it looks when it's sticking out. So let's put it about here. Oops, let's keep it straight. About here, I think. So let's just add a little bit of glue here. Make sure that it sticks so that when I add it all together, it's already ready. Let me add glue here. Come on, I'm trying to do this one-handed here. Just a little bit of glue here too. Make sure that we have it ready. Okay, now let's add glue all the way around. And then add this right in the center. Very cute. No, it's way too big. Nope. Do I want to add anything else? Nope. I'm thinking that's probably all I'm going to add to this because everything else that would have been cute if it was a little bit shorter. Unless I cut that Bordeaux off. Let's see. That might be cute. Well, I guess I don't need that. Let me just use my scissors. Just one straight swipe. I wonder if that's enough to add here. Ooh, perfect. Oh, I like it, but I think I'm going to round these corners. Now, we'll add that to there. here, right in the center. Cute. Yep. I think that's it for the back. Now the front, I do want to put something here, but it can't be too big because I still want to have some wiggle room. Excuse me, when I put that. Let me see. I could put this Paris sign. I did put this one on the other one too, but I kind of like it. Let me see, is there anything else? I need it small enough to where it doesn't interrupt my little, you know what I mean? I don't want it to get too stiff here, my little flap. Let's just do that. It'll look cute. And just add this here. Ooh, maybe a little stamp. I think I have a few little stamps in here. Italia. I need one. Italia. Doesn't matter that it's France, it's Paris, France, and then I have an Italy. I have an Italy. What does this one say? Why are they all Italy? Do I need to get out my... No, I wanted to do something. Let's try to use what's in here, because I want to go the easy route and get one of my stamps. But what is this one? Rome. That's Italy too. How about this one? Oh, there. Finally. Republic, France. Oh, but it's green. Do I want to be a stickler? I just think that it would be pretty. You know what? Screw it. I am just going to put whichever one I like. So I'm thinking maybe this lady, because she, you know, the whole feminine vibe with this one. So guess what? Doesn't matter. Should we put this here? Put this off to the side here. I don't really want to cover that rose. I can put it there. Cover up the white. Wonder if it'll, let's see. Let's cover up a little bit of this white. Okay, I think we're done. Look at how cute that is. And then we open it and we have our little accordion pockets. Cute, right? That needs to stay down. But that's it. We could put a little strippy of something right in the middle, but I think we'll just leave it. Yeah, we'll just leave it. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this remake of a project I did 2 years ago. It'll be 2 years. I think it said November 25th, but I just wanted to kind of do like a little retake on it. But here they are. This is the original. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, all that jazz. And I will see you guys on Monday. I have a really fun haul to share with you. So wait, what? Don't forget to come back. Have a great weekend, guys. Bye.